2, 3, 4,
Shaking
5,
hands
6.
himself. Gotcha.
Da, da, da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Vertical or horizontal?
Vertical, please. It makes
Okay.
it harder to.
All right.
Okay. According to James Lovelock, futurologist and originator of Gaia theory, we may be the only source of high intelligence in the cosmos, but our act of avoiding nuclear power generation is one of autogenocide. Nothing more clearly demonstrates the limits of our intelligence. The purpose of this speech is to attempt to peel back the layers of primal fear and negative evocation that has for decades tainted the reputation of nuclear power as being a reckless byproduct of deadly weapons manufacturing, and shine a light on this technology's true potential as a portal to clean energy freedom that it truly represents. As someone who has taken an interest in green energy from a young age, nuclear has always been a topic that has occupied a place of curiosity for me. I've spent years researching its potential, learning how it works, why, what makes it so evocative as a risk and a reward, and where a balance between caution and progress might be struck to the benefit of us all. For decades, collectively, across the globe, we've been inundated with the need to engage in energy use and production in as holistic and low-impact a manner as possible. While no energy production mechanism currently devised exists as a zero-damage solution, nuclear exists now as a meaningful option that offers us an incredibly low risk-to-reward ratio, as well as a nearly inverse power-to-damage ratio. That is, any solution to our current energy needs, including and especially those with environmentally sound principles in mind, that leaves nuclear out of the game plan is doing us all a disservice. While it is true that the deadly impact of nuclear weaponry has had a devastating impact on the world, the benefits offered to civilization across the globe by means of nuclear power generation are inversely beneficial. Today, I'll outline how nuclear energy represents a uniquely powerful vehicle for humans to meet their multifaceted need, not only for safe, but environmentally responsible energy production, as well as outline some steps we can all take to better integrate both understanding of nuclear technology and application of that technology into our lives. So where then does nuclear energy fit? The world is in desperate need for sustainable energy that not only provides meaningful and useful access to energy, but energy that comes via environmentally responsible means. As one meta-study published in the Journal of Global Health elucidates, climate change impacts literally every aspect of life on the planet, from development to longevity. That's not just humans, that's all life. Put another way, the time for action and backseat quarterbacking has been swept away by a ruinous tide of our own making. Nuclear energy can meet those needs. It's environmentally sound, it provides plentiful and consistent amounts of needed energy, and despite its reputation, it has an extremely safe track record. So what's the solution then? Well, for the sake of brevity and to not insult your intelligence, the solution, I believe, is to adopt the kind of approach that we see in France, with a heavy reliance on nuclear's ability to generate consistently plentiful power supplemented by less consistent, but additionally environmentally conscious offerings like solar and wind. Imagine a world in which all our power needs are met by a combination of safe, consistently generated, environmentally friendly energy sources with nuclear energy at the tip of the environmentally friendly energy spear. Let's envision why we might do that and filter our vision through the lens of environmental responsibility, meaningful power output and generation, and overall safety. Let's start at the top. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, nuclear has supplied around 1/5 of the U.S.'s energy needs since 1990, and that it would take roughly 2 coal power plants, or alternatively 3 or 4 renewable power plants, to match that output. In Europe, countries such as the aforementioned France have invested heavily in energy freedom and independence, developing the capacity to deliver nearly 70% of their energy output via nuclear energy, thereby subverting the need to import energy from countries such as Russia, or internally via less green methods such as coal or natural gas. Okay, it's in use, but does that really make nuclear energy's output meaningful? That's a fair question. For context, according to MIT's Climate Portal writing team, it would take about 800 standard wind turbines, or about 8.5 million solar panels, to equal the energy output of a single nuclear reactor. Consider this. Every building has an environmental impact. Every project a carbon footprint. Does nuclear have a negative impact? No, and I don't believe any argument in its favor suggesting otherwise is being made with integrity in mind. That being said, the above figures are real. They're impactful and they can help prevent waste that doesn't need to exist while generating a much needed and consistent source of energy. So nuclear is powerful, that's not a big shocker. It's also volatile and dangerous, isn't it? Isn't it?
Oh yeah.
With advancements in reactor design and fuel types, the risk of catastrophes such as those of 3 Mile Island and 2011's Fukushima can be significantly reduced, and overall performance can be increased immensely. And that's on top of the reality that the U.S.'s current nuclear infrastructure ranks among the most secure facilities of any kind in the entire world. It's also worth noting that according to Pulitzer Prize winner Richard Rhodes, nuclear power is responsible for the lowest amount of radiation released into the environment of any, that's right, any major energy source. While the fear surrounding nuclear and its danger is certainly understandable, it's important not to lose the forest for the trees here. The actual damaging output of nuclear into and onto the environment is minuscule, and even more so when compared to things like coal, which at least as of a 1998 study released an estimated 18 times the amount of ionizing radiation into the atmosphere than nuclear, and nuclear safety has only increased in the time since. All right, that's all great and overwhelming and very convenient. It's pretty much what you would expect someone giving a speech on the benefits of nuclear energy to say. Well, here's the thing. Of course I believe everything I'm saying. I chose the topic. I've been researching it for decades. I sought out the sources for the speech and chose which of them to deliver to you. But I don't want you to just take what I'm saying and regurgitate it whenever the topic comes up. There are actual actionable steps I ask you to do if any of this resonates even a little bit with you. And the first one is to follow the age-old adage that sunlight is the best disinfectant. After all, the sun is a gigantic fusion reactor. First, I'd ask you to spend some time on the website for the U.S. Energy Information Administration and familiarize with the science behind nuclear, the realities of solar, and the consequences of coal. Once you've done that, visit ourworldindata.org, which breaks down a plethora of global issues from a data perspective, thereby stripping emotional pageantry from the digestion of these issues in favor of a palatable statistical analysis. Don't let emotionally charged propaganda dictate your belief system where scientific principles are concerned. The second, once you've done that, is to consider signing petitions such as those on change.org, such as Tell Your Lawmakers Nuclear Matters for America, and help encourage our lawmakers to make informed, ethical, and meaningful decisions on the future of the nation's energy independence and positive environmental impact. Today, we've outlined the benefits of nuclear, its status as a form of green energy generation, its immense potential as a powerful source of electricity, and its safety, especially in comparison to other sources in its class. I've also outlined several calls to action you can take to not only better inform yourself of the issues, absent any kind of biased prying, even from myself, but also how you might attempt to get involved personally should you be moved through petitions such as those offered on change.org. Ultimately, my goal today is to empower you to peel back decades of ill-fitting propaganda that has become a cornerstone of the nuclear debate. Educate yourself and hopefully come away with not only a new understanding of what nuclear power represents, but a new passion for where our energy originates. All life requires energy, and all energy comes at a cost. Ultimately, we have a responsibility to weigh the good with the bad, and as Bill Gates puts it, nuclear energy, if we do it right, will help us solve our climate goals. In the end, our needs for energy will only ever increase, and never have those needs been more impactful. How we meet that needs is up to you. The power is yours.
Hey!